Hi, my name is Erika, and today I'm participating in the Love is in the Air YouTube Hop. I'm going to be making something a little bit different today, and I'm using Elle Studio XOXO 8.5 by 6 inch paper pad to make a mini album. Now, in the past, I have saved the thicker chipboard at the back of my paper stacks to make a mini album, but I just never got around to it until now. So I cut out two covers, 8.5 by 6 inches, and the spine is 8.5 by 3 inches. I'm leaving about an 1/8 inch gap in between the chipboard, and I'm just folding up my spare cardstock that I just was never going to use. I like using a lot of this cardstock if I'm never going to use it for the white side, just to kind of save on buying extra white cardstock. I am trimming the corners here, and I could have trimmed the sides a little bit more. I wasn't worried about it though, since the inside covers were going to be covered in additional paper, and plus I figured it would help add to the bulk and therefore sturdiness of the album overall. I am also taking my bone folder and just double checking all of the folds, making sure everything folds in neatly. Now I'm making my signature hinges. I'm going to be making 4 hinges. The lines are 1/2 inch apart, and I'm skipping every other line. And as soon as I have all of my lines folded in, I'm going to be gluing them together. This kind of reminds me of the little fans I used to make in elementary school whenever I'd be hot. So now I'm gluing the whole thing right in the middle of the spine, making sure it is equidistant from each other, taking this mini crochet hook just to score the lines between the gaps of the chipboard very lightly, just to make sure it's all neat and happy. So now to make my signatures, think of the signatures like hamburger buns. So it's 2 parts to each signature, and one is 1 inch longer than the other, because I'm going to be folding the top and bottom in 1/2 inch, taping it up and placing the other sheet over it, so it kind of looks like a folder in a sense. The open end of the signature, or at least one of the open ends, is going to be what grabs onto the hinge, if that makes sense. So from here, I'm going to be making several interactive elements on my signatures, since I am going to be following on the self-love prompts by Kellie Winnell posted on Instagram. It seemed really interesting for the month of February. I've already started, and at the end of the month I will be posting the album that's all completed. So today we're just going to be making the album, constructing it, and decorating it inside, and then at the end of the month we will be doing a flip through with it all completed with all of the prompts. So as you can see here, I'm making various interactive elements. I made a smaller pocket, a larger pocket, a side pocket, a flip up, as well as this cool little tri-page fold out mechanism that I thought to do. I thought would be really fun. I just cut 3 flaps of varying sizes and just adhered it. So from here, I am taking my score tape and adhering the hinges on either side, making sure to get tape towards the top edge of the hinge. Thankfully, the score tape tears off pretty neatly, and I don't have to kind of cram in my scissors there. So here I am wrapping the inside covers with additional paper, as I mentioned earlier, just making sure to take my bone folder and press out any air bubbles. So here is the moment we've all been waiting for, the attachment of the signatures. Here I'm just chatting it up. The Secret Not Secret Kit Club ladies and I meet every so often, so I'm just chatting on my laptop. Don't mind me. But as you can see here, the sandwich has been inserted, and I just slide it in, I press it down, and I lift one end of the score tape up and then press down the signature, so I don't have to worry about losing my progress or it sliding off. So here I am basically just cutting up the rest of the paper pad and figuring out exactly what paper I'm going to use, making sure that I use a variety of color and just making it happy and kind of just enjoying my time. I did have to supplement the paper pack with some of this blank black cardstock, just because it wasn't enough paper. And as I proceed along the album, you will notice that I did end up leaving some empty spaces, white cardstock. Here I'm adding some magnets just to secure the flappy elements. And you totally don't have to do this. This is something I just did to make sure that everything is secure. I'd hate for anything to fall out over time, especially if we're moving. And this just gives me a little bit, I guess, peace of mind. So I got these magnets on Amazon, by the way. I'll go ahead and link them below in case you're interested, but they are super powerful. I was very surprised. They are 5mm magnets. So I am about halfway done here, gluing down some more paper. I'm running out of scraps and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do for each of these pages. About every page or so is going to be a daily prompt, depending on how the interactive elements work out. It might be an entire day spread for a fold out. I'm just gonna have to take a look and see how it works out. But I really like all of these fold out elements. I think they save on space, but it also makes it really fun. I wanted to make something like this for my December daily album, which unfortunately life got in the way and I was not able to fully complete, but I do have a lot of it done. So I can't wait to finish that and eventually post that as well. So as you can see, I'm trying to get a little bit more creative with my scraps. Here I'm really dwindling down to the very, very end of the pile here. And as you can see, that pocket on the left was comprised of multiple little bits of scrap, but I'm really trying to make sure I use this paper pad in its entirety. And oh, here's some more magnets here because I did have an additional flip out. So I just take some additional score tape to adhere the magnets, by the way. And the way that I align them is to just take a little bit of glue and press it down. So when I lift up the flap, I see the magnet's impression, if that makes sense. And I did actually end up even using the cover page for the cover. And I was just really trying to be resourceful. So that's pretty much it. As you can see here, I'm just flipping through the album. I have all the different interactive elements that I plan to use for the month of February and the self-love album. And some spaces are blank, like that page on the left does not yet have an insert, and some spaces are still white. I'm hoping to maybe use some full-size photos. It's just hard to tell depending on the prompts. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Check out everybody else participating in the hop and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye!